Saunas are stupid, and here's why. There's my sauna over there. I want to start this off by saying I'm not a biohacking guy. In fact, I hate the whole biohacking world. This idea of shortening the process of some sort of physiological change happening, that whole mentality and mindset, I think, is fraught with snake oil salesmen who sell you something that doesn't matter and people just looking to get attention. The basics in terms of personal development, sleep well, eat well, train, they've always been there. It's just, they're hard. So whenever someone comes and says, hey, this thing is special or this thing is special, my mind immediately puts it on the, let's be careful of what that is. That all being said, I am the type of person who's willing to experiment with stuff, willing to be like, okay, let me research that. Let's see if there's any information behind it. And then more importantly than that, once it makes sense to me, I'm willing to try it and have an open mind as to whether or not it will cause the outcome that it promises. This is where I'm going to talk about saunas. They are big in the personal development space right now and the human development space and all these other things. You've got everyone from Andrew Huberman to Peter Attia to like Tim Ferriss and all the people in between who are just touting the benefits of saunas. Now, a lot of the times they talk about the physiological benefits, and there are studies supporting that there are good physiological benefits to saunas. But that's not what I want to talk about today, because I think those are actually less important than what saunas gave me. Because honestly, I don't think that's the thing that's going to move the needle for most people. When it comes to your own physiology, you should be doing all of the other big basic stuff, eating well, training hard, and sleeping well. But there is something about saunas that actually might be a reason that you should do them. I'm going to tell you my sauna story while I walk out to show you my sauna. Long before this health craze around saunas being a cool thing, when I was growing up, I loved the idea of saunas. I loved being in hot rooms. Anywhere there was a sauna, whether it was a hotel or a gym I was at, I would just get in the sauna because I loved how it felt. There's my sauna over there. Let's go inside. I finished building this about, 8 months ago. So I can flick on the lights there. So I've been interested in saunas for a long time. And here's the crux of this video. The very best thing about having the sauna, it has little to nothing to do with these health benefits that they claim I'm going to get and I'm going to die less and all this kinds of stuff. For me, when I go in the sauna, I get 20 minutes of silent, kid-free, device-free, distraction-free time every morning to reset my mind. And that space has changed my life. The space to just be, and it's also uncomfortable. So you're sitting there and you're trying to reach for things in your brain and you're working through stuff in a way that I don't think I could do just sitting in silence. It's a form of meditation, and for my ADD-riddled brain, it's a meditation that I can actually do. Just sitting and being silent while being beneficial to me is something that I have struggled with for a very long time. But I have committed to every single day being in there because the initial experience is so magical. When you get into a sauna, you go from being slightly cold to being warm and comfortable. And the difference between a sauna and a cold plunge is a cold plunge, well, there's a lot of differences, but the initial difference is when you go to get into a cold plunge, it's miserable. So the initial getting in is a very big hurdle. A sauna, when you get in, it's initially great. It becomes miserable as you're in there. So you get to sit in it and let it become miserable and then work through that rather than working through knowing the misery is right there as you're jumping in. So that psychological hurdle is removed. So again, the biggest benefit I've seen is 20 minutes, dead silent. You and the sound of the sauna, heat, and space for your brain to unwrap and unwind everything that's happening in the world, in your life, and everything that's going on. I think how people perceive saunas and the physiological benefits and what they talk about them pales in comparison to that space. And I think I said in the beginning of the video that it's like, this one thing will change all the other stuff that you do, and I hate that. But this one thing did, and the reason was it's something that I could attack every day. That's pleasant initially, that becomes miserable, that I work through the misery, that gives me space. And then I can face all my other things better. So if you're on the fence, if it was something that you're like, I don't know if I should do this, if there's any way that you can, even if it takes 4 years to build like mine did, I highly, highly recommend creating your space like that. Slowly put together the parts, do what you can, make it ghetto. Mine's by no means perfect. It's cracking in all these areas. It's got these holes. It's doing its thing, but goodness gracious, I could not recommend it more, but not for the normal reasons. So I think they're stupid. I think they're stupid for many reasons, and I think there's many stupid reasons to use them, but I think they're also magical in the sense that it's like so silly how profound this has impacted my overall life. Anyway, I hope that helps. Stay virtuous, y'all.